I'm just kind of like, you stay dry.
Listen, it is like a whole hurricane outside, right? Oh my goodness. This week has been quite, yeah, quite wet and windy. But we're here, thank
Oh, I
goodness.
like that. I like that. Wet and
Yeah,
windy. So
wet and windy.
if we were gonna start a girl group, I think Wet and Windy is gonna be a good name.
Really? I don't know about that, darling. But
Welcome to
anyway,
the page, Wet and Windy.
yes, how are you? You been good?
I'm good.
Good.
Like I said, busy week. A lot of news, a lot of stuff to kind of like sift through. But you know what, Keish?
Yes.
It is November, which means that there will be one more month left of 2020.
Oh my goodness.
Get out of here.
Out. Okay. Oh my gosh. But we have that and so much more to talk about.
But first, coffee.
Mocha in the Morning is brought to you in part by the Portico Cafe, where conversation, connection, and community create change.
All right. Welcome back to Mocha in the Morning, where we're adding a little flavor to your morning blend. I am your host, once again, Miss Keisha Boyd, and my Cafe con Leche, my officially Jorge, joins us, and it's time for Steamers. What you got, babe?
It is. It's time to get to work. Yeah. Okay, so listen to this. Miss USA for the year 2020 is black, and she's from Mississippi.
Now, Mississippi.
Yes.
Really? That is amazing.
This is where, like, the history starts. She is the first black Miss Mississippi.
I can believe that. But can you believe that in 2020?
We are still going through the motions of the first of all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So, and it went back to back, black to black.
Back to back, black to black. Hey, I ain't mad at it at all.
All about that on CNN.com. Mm-hmm. And, this is what's interesting. I think now, who knows what the internet is going to really say about her come next week. But this week, we are just going to celebrate her win.
That's right. That's right. Congratulations, Queen.
And speaking of queens and winning,
yes.
So Karine Jean-Pierre,
she
is going to be the chief of staff for the vice president-elect Kamala Harris.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Yay!
Talk about having a winning week, right?
Yes, honey. Yes.
Congratulations to her. In this story, you can read all about it on out.com, and you'll be able to learn some other interesting facts about who Karine Jean-Pierre is. But just know she's going to be running some things in the White House.
And I ain't mad. Congratulations, another queen.
Okay, so it seems like we're on some queen theme, right?
Yeah.
It's funny that I say that.
Yeah.
So, superstar queens Cardi B and Beyonce. Oh my goodness! These ladies are landing some major deals.
Yeah.
So not only are their careers super hot, but right now, like for instance, Beyonce, if you go to theglowup.com and theroot.com, you'll see that she just launched a new way to get out, and that's the HBCUs and us bodied with Peloton. Now, how many times have you seen a Peloton commercial?
Listen, so much so that I am going to, I've set a little goal for myself because I really, really want one. I've been wanting one for like 2 years, and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to pay the price. But I, like, all my friends and my sorority sisters, my HBCU, they're in there, and I love to spin. So I'm like, you know what? If I meet this goal, I'm going to get myself a Peloton.
Well, you know what? If I know someone who can reach a goal, it's you.
Well, thank you, boo. I want to get my HBCU ride on with Beyonce.
Right. I'm going to spin right out to Cardi B,
yes,
who has landed a huge deal with Reebok.
Woo!
Yeah, Reebok back in the day was the T.
Yes, it was.
You know,
classics, the white, black classics.
What? Their aerobic shoe, and then the Reebok pump.
Yes. What you know about that?
Awesome. The Cardi B has gone from like sliding down poles to pumping up Reebok. You know what I'm saying? I think that's amazing. And putting Reebok right back on.
Go to the corner.
On the map. And right back on everybody's feet. That is a feat to accomplish. So bravo to her. Oh, we love her to be on this show.
You know what?
Here's another fun story. So, Paris Jackson, daughter of Michael Jackson, to etcanada.com. Well, she has been modeling, and I believe she's done some acting, but now she really is going after that musical career. Okay. And she did a really lovely tribute to her father. So it's kind of nice to see, when you have, when you related to like royalty like that, you always wonder what the kids are going to do and how they're going to turn out. But it looks like she's making a way, for herself. So congratulations to her. And we never really have seen them kind of openly express themselves, when it comes to like their dad's like music. I know they talk about it, whatever, but it looks like she has some music in her. So that's awesome.
Good for her.
All right.
And rubbed off on her.
Right. Also, now, even with the Rona and everything going on, I'm sure we've all have made our ways into like the grocery stores, and some department stores safely with masks. What have you noticed? Tis the season.
Oh yes, it's when I walked into the store the other day and I smelled the cinnamon sticks. Those. I just love it. It's Christmas time. Yeah.
Well, like it is. It's totally the holiday season. Yeah. And Amazon has like launched it with their beautiful and amazing. Go to adage.com and you'll see Black Ballerina Magic. So it's already on and popping with the holidays. Their commercial is getting us all the way together and ready for that. I love the holiday season. Yeah, I'm celebrating everything. So,
I'm so ready for this holiday season, in particular. Okay.
Boom. So those are your steamers. And later on in the show, we do have our beauty and style expert, Liz Everett, back. And we have a very, very, very special signature blend.
Yeah.
With Michael Kilgore.
Woohoo!
Full segment with a little surprise.
Don't miss that. That's going to be amazing. All right. Thank you, Jorge, for all of our steamers today. And we will see you back later in the show. But you all stay tuned. We'll be right back with Piping Hot Topics.
Very special.
Mocha in the Morning's Piping Hot Topics has been brought to you by Patty's Peppers, Hungarian hot and sweet peppers. Which will you choose? Why not both?
All right, welcome back to Mocha in the Morning, where we're adding a little flavor to your morning blend. Once again, I am your host, Miss Keisha Boyd, and we are back with our Piping Hot segment. And of course, that means my sisters, my beautiful Mocha Marvels, will join me. So let me go ahead and introduce my starting lineup with Miss Kia Shakur.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
Hey.
Yes. Yay. We are having a good show today. I am so excited.
All right. Miss Kenya Woodard.
Hey, everybody. I have been twerking since Tuesday. Let's go. All right.
And Dr. Jen Dobson.
Good morning. Look, the stress is over and we can celebrate for the rest of the year.
Listen, let's hope that we can celebrate because, honey, Trump and his antics with these counting the votes and fraud and all this extra stuff, let's really, really hope that we can count it all joy, right? And that it will be what it is. Right. Fingers crossed, toes, everything. My ankles, all that. And cross my legs because they thick. Okay, listen. Okay. Let's get into this piping hot, ladies. There's so much for us to talk about. Obviously, you know, it took a week almost a week for us to get election results, right? Finally got them. And we are in awe of the celebration, you know, finally trying to get some things together with our country so we're not the laughing stock of the world. But of course, that also comes with a lot of hateration, okay? And so there's a lot. So obviously, if you've been watching the news, Kenya, there has been celebrations in the street, literally. Like, what are we seeing across the country in response to this win for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris?
We're seeing people in the streets celebrating, cars honking. I saw a video on Twitter of an indigenous man doing a dance in the middle. He just jumped out of his car and started doing a dance in the middle of the street. Everybody's riding with Biden. It's such a great stress and, you know, a heavy lift for a lot of people that this, first of all, that the election is over. And then secondly, that Biden is the president-elect. So we're going to see this all the way through to inauguration. Don't think that, you know, things are going to tamp down anytime soon. I have a feeling the party is going to continue one year.
Absolutely, as it should. And, you know, people popping bottles. Oh my gosh, the TikTok video that we saw with the young lady remixing the Keith Sweat song, it was classic. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And then, you know, YG has a song that basically says F Donald Trump. And Kia, let's talk about Biden's acceptance speech, right? And homeboy was trotting up the stage. Like,
I mean, that was the cutest little jog I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, he did this cute little like shuffle jog up to the podium. But all jokes aside, his speech is what America really needed. It was unifying. And I don't know if they gave him a Red Bull or he snapped into a Slim Jim or something, but he was just so eloquent in his speech, and it was beautiful, and it was amazing to see.
It was. And you know what? The thing too, you know, he realizes and said in his speech that, hey, now that I've been elected, let's work on giving each other a chance. Like, we have to give each other a chance. This country is going to work the way that it needs to. And then, you know, obviously, sister girl, Miss Kamala Harris, right? Miss Kamala Harris, who walks on the stage to Mary J. Blige, Dr. Jen. Honey, she was giving us all the sister vibes, right?
Absolutely. And like Mary J. Blige was such a fitting, to me, it was such a fitting song, right? Mary J. has been like the queen of like R&B and music for how long? So for her to like choose that song was just perfect. It was just everything about what happened over those, you know, the course of that speech and everything that was said and the music that was used and the demeanor, like all of it was just so fitting. And I think it just made all of us very, very proud. I was very, very proud.
Absolutely. And then, I mean, obviously she paid tribute to Black women and talked about how, you know, we're often overlooked and, you know, how we're the backbone. And even Joe Biden was like, until my Black voters who always has my, who have my back. And I was excited to hear him blatantly say that. And then he had, put a little beat on the podium. I was like, come on, Joe, recognize all this melanin to put you in this here office. Okay, please do. Please do. All right. And then, okay, speaking of our a brother, Mr. Van Jones. Now, I know we all have our opinions of Van Jones. Look at Kia. Have our opinions of Van Jones. But let's talk about Van Jones. And, he cried on air. Kia, talk to us about our oh, Lord, look at Kenya. Oh. What happened? Why was he so emotional?
I had to put on my reading glasses because I'm about to read him. Let me tell you something, Van Jones. You got a lot of nerve because not too long ago, you were saying how presidential Donald Trump is. Now, all of a sudden, you're crying about character and everything. Sweetie, if you don't get out of here, we already let you slide by with the Kim Kardashian thing, but now you're just pandering to Black people, and it's slightly annoying. Like, I get it. It's a big moment of character. I'm sad. My sons, who cares? Where were you 4 years ago with talking about character and respect when he was talking about grabbing people by the pussy? I'm done. Next person, please.
Well, our producer wants us to make sure that we understand that Van Jones wants to bring the country together. He's all about unity. So maybe, he's like, okay, yes, I may have, agreed or wanted to see the president be presidential. But at the end of the day, I just want to see a country that is united. I get that. No? All the ladies are like, no on Van Jones.
No.
He gets no love from the Mocha Marvel sisters. Okay, cool. Let's talk about Eva Longoria. Now, Kenya, go ahead and let us know how you feeling about the situation with Eva Longoria.
Well, okay, so her words, some are saying her words may have been taken out of context. She wasn't trying to slight women. She was just trying to, big up her own Latinas, for their turnout in certain states. For example, in Arizona, and I believe also in Nevada or Georgia. She was trying to, kind of big up, the gains that Latinos have made in those states. And their support of Biden. So, okay, fine. But I think where she rubbed a lot of folk wrong, a lot of Black women, let me be very specific, is that she couldn't, just stay in that lane without bringing us into it. It was kind of like, yeah, Black women, they did great. But let me tell you about these Latinas. And it was like, okay, cool. We get it. Y'all did what y'all was supposed to do. It's okay to celebrate both groups. You don't have to slight one to, bring up the other. And that's where she went wrong. But okay, she put out some kind of weak apology. People in general have a bad habit of not doing apologies well, so I'm not even really going to hold that against her. But yeah,
Well, she had to face her own music, right? And at the end of the day, she apologized. She went on AM Joy with Joy Reid and talked about it. So, most of the Black delegation that I follow, they're like, all right, we'll let her, we'll give her this one. Maybe it was just a little mishap. All right, now moving on to the haters. Now, obviously, Donald Trump and his camp are crying voter fraud, and now there's, they're trying to get people to admit to voter tampering, and like for real, Kia, even if they recount these, I mean, like, how is this working? Like, how is this going to stand in court when he tries to do this flip? I mean,
it's not going to stand in court because what's happening is, one, there's a law firm. I think they have branches in different states who kind of already been tapped to help Donald Trump. And a lot of the lawyers for that law firm is basically saying, we feel really uncomfortable with this. We don't like this. There's no bias. There's no facts. We're just going in and at the detriment of our own reputations. And it's not fair. And he doesn't really have a leg to stand on. And they've had a couple people come out and say, oh, I have proof. And then come to find out those people have recanted. There is no leg to stand on for this. And it's just a very sad thing because it keeps saying how in all of these years we've been voting, this has ruined the way we vote. I'm like, what's ruining the way we vote is Donald Trump doing this, not the fact that Joe Biden won. It's the fact that now you're saying that it was stolen from President Trump because there's all these votes out there. But I'm curious to see how this is going to affect, how long he drags us out, how this is going to affect the Americans in the long run and the economy in the long run. And probably Jen can answer that question, but still, I'm just curious what the long-term ramifications of this are going to be.
Absolutely. So Dr. Jen, kind of following off of what Kia just said, how will this play into the market and the economy of our country?
So, I mean, obviously, it's one of those questions that it's hard to determine right now. But I think a lot of the reason why, especially in certain states, they're continuing to try to say that, Biden didn't win is because they're scared of losing their country and their government and their state to Democrats and to Democrat votes. So I understand that fear, but the numbers don't lie, right? I mean, the numbers don't lie. I mean, it's basic mathematics, right? It's basic mathematics as far as like who won this election. So I think that eventually we'll see that it all gets cast out. But economy wise, I think ultimately everybody's going to have to come to grips with the fact that Biden's the president, especially, going into February, and they'll just, and the economy will continue to flow the way the economy flows. I don't think it's going to be any major issue at all once we get to that point.
Yeah. And obviously, there are other things going on behind the scenes. Pompeo says that, he expects a transition to go back to a second Trump administration. The young lady, Emily Murphy, is refusing to sign documents so the transition can stop or begin rather for Joe Biden. And then in Georgia, Loeffler, Purdue, they're asking for the Republican Secretary of State to resign, which is very interesting. Kenya, okay. What are they thinking? First of all, how are you gonna ask the man to resign? You just can't ask. I mean, you can't ask him to resign, but I mean, why are they asking him to resign?
Well, because they're doing any and everything they can to throw in the seed of doubt, to plant this idea that it was all some conspiracy and everybody and everything has to work against Donald Trump. That's the whole point. These frivolous lawsuits. You've got top Republican leaders not offering congratulations to the president-elect. It's all part of the whole deal. And so, the Secretary of State in Georgia, he just announced a recount by hand. And guess what? In all likelihood, that recount is still going to confirm Joseph Biden as the president-elect. And I love the way he started his response to the senators. He was like, first of all, it's not going to happen. Me resigning, you can forget about it. He is very firm in that he is doing his job and he's doing it very well. And they're just going to have to deal.
Right. And then, obviously, too, there's some infighting within this party, as well as who we think, traditionally was a Trump. I'm not going to say fan, but anyway, within Fox, right? There's some infighting with the reporters. Kia, what is going on there?
So what a lot of people don't understand about Fox News, because we always hear about the big names of Laura Ingraham and Sean Hannity and that bow tie wearing bozo, whatever. Is it Tucker? Whatever. Tucker Carlson. But there's a whole separate section of Fox News that are actual journalists that work from about 12 o'clock, from about noon until 7, and they're trying their best to report the news, the facts as they are coming in, with no spin, no anything. And they're getting a lot of pushback from guests who are coming on saying, oh, they stole this election. And the anchors are like, we have no proof of that. You are saying something that is not true. I mean, we even have Neil Cavuto, who pulled away from the Kayleigh McEnany press conference to say, hold up, wait. We cannot in good conscience show you guys this because there is no proof of election fraud. It's just, it's weird. And I feel like a lot of people, and I'm getting news from our producer that I guess Tucker Carlson's now coming around to say, hey, we don't have any proof of this right now. So it's really sad. And it's crazy that even Fox News is like, yo, y'all have got to stop wilding right now because it doesn't make any sense. And we're all making ourselves look bad.
Yeah. And then the other thing too is, these we have to realize that white supremacy is still happening, right? And, Dr. Jen, there is a proposed million MAGA march happening this weekend in DC. First of all, Dr. Jan, the audacity, really? The million MAGA march? Come on.
Yeah. How blatantly disrespectful, right? First off. Secondly, there is no way they're going to get 1 million people there. So how are you going to call it that? I mean, they need to call it 1,000-man march, maybe. But yeah, the audacity with that particular group is unreal, like we've talked about over and over again. I don't know that they're going to be able to pull it off to the extent that they want to. And I really think they just need to let it go. I mean, like, it's so funny to me because the group of people that, you know, we're so eager to say that liberals and Democrats were babies and we're in our feelings are clearly showing that they're in their feelings right now. They need to just, you know, move on, let it go, like they told us to do when Trump won, you know?
Exactly.
Let it go.
Exactly. They would not be doing all this. And so, yeah, I personally don't think they'll get 1 million people there. Like, please. And okay, let's talk about this situation with, you know, the amount of people that still voted for Trump. Kenya, I'm especially, I lost my light. Especially white people. Let's talk about that. White women.
I'm sorry. Let me start over. Good morning to Black women only. Okay. Look, here's the deal. I want to say that it's not a surprise, but then again, it probably still is for me, especially and particularly white women. Still came out. More than half of them voted for Trump, just as they did in 2016. And more white people voted for him in this regard as well. I mean, this time around as well. Listen, there is no unity when it comes to Black and white people on the same page about, you know, basic freedoms and, you know, advancing, you know, our country and things like that. Obviously, it's a very severe split. It's racial. It's right down the middle. Black on one side, white on the other, and then Black on everyone else on one side and white on the other. So, you know, I mean, it is what it is. I wish it had been different. I was not expecting that. What I had hoped is that, you know, maybe there had been some white women that said, gee, you know, that was really kind of silly of us that first time around. Let's get it right this second time around. But it didn't happen. So here we are.
No, it didn't happen. And here we are. And I understand, you know, it's kind of crazy that we even have to like look at white women and white people and be like, you know what, you really ain't feeling me. And that's fine. You know, I work with them all day and I'm just like, it is what it is. I separate the two. But let's jump over into this parlay. Let's parlay into this parlay. Okay. Listen, this parlay situation is supposed to be a freedom of speech space for whomever, but mostly white supremacists and Trump voters, because, you know, Facebook is, you know, censoring and stopping the lies and doing their part to prevent hate and all that stuff from being spewed. Now, Kia, what is this parlay situation?
It's basically a place to go for people to go be racist and share their porn with other people. I have a friend who, I'm not even joking, I had a friend who tested out parlay because she was curious, and she was like, it's just hate speech everywhere. Like, yeah, there are people who are just spreading their thing about being a MAGA supporter and Trump supporter, but it's a lot of hate speech and there is no real censorship. So if you wanted to post a picture of yourself nude right in the feed, you could do that. And a lot of people are complaining about Twitter and Facebook censoring people. They're not censoring people. What's happening is when there's like a government official or someone that can dictate policy or something like that, they do have to give people information of there's no proof of this. And honestly, I appreciate that. They're not censoring the everyday person like me. I mean, I've gotten banned off of Twitter for a couple of days because I called Kim Kardashian the W word, but that's not really censoring. You just can't say mean things like that to other people. So if you want to go to parlay, have a great time, but I don't think it's going to be this great Christian free speech, you know, we support Donald Trump arena. It's kind of a free for all, which makes it a little scary.
Yeah, it does. It really does, and it's a shame that it's just I'm just still in. I just want us to get to a better place. I mean, that's all. I just want us to get to a better place. I'm not saying we're all going to get along. I'm not saying we're all going to be friends and hunky dory. but we just need to get to a better place. But let's round this piping hot segment out with our boy Dave freaking Chappelle. Okay, listen,
Yeah.
listen. If y'all did not see the Saturday Night Live segment with Dave Chappelle, honey, let me tell you, I had to go rewatch it because it was just Dr. Jen.
Look,
Talk about the boy.
Look, I watched it 2 times. Okay, it was so good. It was so good. I love, Dave Chappelle being the host was just perfectly fitting. Those that watch Dave Chappelle know that he's been very vocal about his beliefs with regard to Trump, about what's been going on with regard to politics, about what's been going on with regards to Black Lives Matter. So him coming out and being the host on the show just really solidified everything that he's been trying to say. And it was so funny as hell on top of it. So, anybody who hasn't seen it yet has to go see this shit. Like, it was the best.
It was. And the fact that, okay, we were talking about this during the production meeting, that he has to have some type of writer that says, I can smoke cigarettes and say the N word as I please. Okay, because that's exactly what he did. And that skit, Kia, with the people getting fired.
Yes.
Listen.
Right.
Listen. I was like, they about to take me out. They about to take me out.
Girl, I was dying. Me and my husband watched it because we don't stay up that late, but we watched it the next morning, and it had me dying laughing when Uncle Ben threw the Allstate guy under the bus, and the Allstate guy was like, "That's not my name. My name is the guy from Waiting to Exhale." Which, by the way, what is that actor's real name? Does anybody know his real name?
We don't. Oh, darn. No, it's Allstate guy or the guy from Waiting to Exhale. Like,
yeah, right.
Do you know his name?
Dennis Haysbert.
Yes.
Dennis Haysbert.
That's it. That's it. Listen, it was a great segment. The Count Chocula piece, everything was good. But honey, let me tell you, let's go ahead and talk about some other funny stuff. These Christians gone wild, these pastors that need to be on patrol. Okay, listen, to be patrol, they need to. We'll start with the obvious one with Paula. Okay, calling upon the African angels. Okay, that is the funniest stuff floating on the internet. And the one with Kev on stage is my favorite. Oh my goodness. Kenya, what is going on with these pastors this week? Pastor John Gray and then the other one acting like he's possessed.
Lost their minds. They absolutely.
Oh, wait. The producer said Paula might be on that white.
Yeah, they cannot accept that, their guy is no longer in office. Paula and that prayer session, oh my goodness, I've never seen anything like that. And then she went into some kind of cadence and listen, but the remix though, somebody put a track behind it, it's pretty good. I like that. But I mean, she just like went way off on the deep end. She had another service on following that one. And she was talking about how, if you need to talk with her, don't put it on the internet. You can come to her. She can give you her number. Call her if you've got something to say. Like, she just went way, way out. I've never seen anything like that. Ever.
Girl, let me tell you, ain't nobody checking for Paula. Ain't nobody checking
Paula said
for
she want all the
Paula.
smoke.
She don't want that smoke, okay? She don't want that smoke. Okay, and then John Gray. Now, Pastor John Gray has had his issues, and his marriage has kind of played out in public. But what is this about him, like, having another affair, Dr. Jen? What is going on?
Listen, most of y'all know that I'm an atheist. I don't do this whole religious stuff. The people watching the show probably now know that. But look, he's been caught. First of all, he's not a good cheater. If you're going to cheat as a pastor, like, you should make sure you don't get caught. Like, that's my thought. Like, if you're gonna do it, like, try to get away with it. But at the end of the day, no, he just continues to cheat on his wife, and she continues to accept it. Which I don't even understand that whole process at all. But all of these pastors have been losing their minds. And like, the thing I say often is, when you find a super, super uber religious person, you usually find a snake. Paula White, the rest of them, I think they, especially like though, Paula with supporting the whole Trump thing. I think at the end of it, the strategy of getting behind Trump, thinking that was going to prolong her career for a full 8 years, didn't work. So she's going to have to find a new crazy strategy, which, people are going to follow her one way or the other, along with the rest of them.
Listen, and then, Kenneth Copeland, the evangelist, was having this like evil, like maniac type of laugh on stage. It was just too much, ladies. It really is. But anyway, listen, Kia, what were you going to say, Kia?
I was going to say really quick, number one with John Gray, who is really like chasing after John Gray to lift up that giant belly to have sex with him? Like, let's stop, ladies. Like, you can do better. You can find a drug dealer and do better than that, number one. Number two, Kenneth Copeland is too old to be doing this at this point. This is the second time we have him on tape doing something that doesn't make any sense. Like, does anybody else remember the Access Hollywood video where he was shoving his dead finger in that lady's face and yelling and screaming? And now he's doing this maniacal laugh about, oh, Joe Biden's the election, or saying Joe Biden's the winner. It was disturbing. And that's not of God. None of this stuff is Christian. This is not Christianity.
It's not. But listen, ladies, obviously there's a lot to work out within various sectors of our country and things that are going on. As usual, my Mocha Marble sisters, my Black girl queens, y'all are amazing. Thank you so much for joining and being here with me every week. I love y'all so much. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay dry. Have a great weekend. I love you all. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
And everyone else, stay tuned. We have Officially Jorge coming right back at you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by the Klingman Group.
Good morning, Mocha in the Morning babes. It's Liz Everett, your style and beauty guru, and I am so excited, as always, to help you rock life like a runway. Now, today is all about being plus and fabulous. That's right. I want you to make every day your runway show, darling. Okay, so I'm gonna teach you where to shop and remind you that confidence is always your best outfit, right? We want to show up with fabulous flair, and then we want to bring it like today is our runway. All right, so here are some great places to shop that you may or may not know about. Number one, City Chic. I love City Chic online. They've got great outerwear and really great dresses that create form and silhouette. Number two is Eloquii. Eloquii is a key and essential in my wardrobe and also the wardrobes of my clients. Great suit wear, fabulous dresses, and skirting. I love Poshmark, which
Good morning, Mocha Marvels. This is Officially Jorge, and today I have a very special signature blend. We have the fabulous Michael Kilgore, and I know that you know that we've been talking about him and been following his career, and for the very first time on Mocha in the Morning, here he is. I'm clapping, yay!
So good to be here.
I know, welcome to the show.
It's about time, right? It's about time that I stopped through.
Right? I know. Look at the for real election results.
Uh-oh.
Listen. Oh, hey.
I don't know what just happened.
I love it. It's a magic.
It was definitely magical.
We totally needed that. Welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you. I really want to get into it. So let's talk about, there's so many things that I want to talk about. And I know, I wrote all my notes down because all these.
He's prepared.
I know. I'm like, where do I start? Let's talk about where you grew up. You grew up in Central Florida, huh?
Yes, I did. I was born in a city called Lakeland, Florida, and I grew up in Orlando, Florida.
Hey, O-Town.
O-Town.
What was it like growing up there? Did you know what you wanted to be?
I tell people all the time I'm one of the luckiest people on earth because I knew I wanted to sing ever since I was 8 years old. I didn't quite know how I was going to do it, but I knew that was going to be my life. So I went to Florida State University, go Noles, to be a music educator. And I did a musical there called Crazy for You, and it just changed my trajectory from that moment on.
Well, yeah, this is what I find very interesting. You chose to go to Nashville.
I did.
Yeah.
I love Nashville. I moved there because I met a guy who became my best friend doing a show in Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. And he was like, "You're a writer, you're a performer. The music scene in Nashville is incredible. You should go." And I always thought, "Oh, Nashville is just country." Oh, no, 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 no. It's music. So I went down there and I really like to say that Nashville is the place that taught me how to sing, how to write.
Now, did it take a minute for you to kind of find your own musical lane? I mean, because you're so talented and your voice needs like a gold medal for all the acrobatics that it can do. But sometimes you might get pigeonholed and they're like, "Oh, we want you to be this kind of singer, this kind of performer, this kind of entertainer." Tell us how you kind of found how to tell your story your way.
I was really lucky, and before I moved to New York, my mentor was and still is Billy Porter, and his brand is absolute authenticity, and that was something that he preached and preached and preached to me. And even coming into the city, I felt like I had a low level understanding of who I was, but being in the city, it forced me, along with his tutelage, to really zone in and go like cut out all the extraneous noise and all the extraneous opinions about your gift and say what is it that's inside you that is couture that only you can say and only you can put out there. So the style of singing really wasn't as important to me as the message of what I wanted to say, and that took quite a bit of time because I wanted to make sure that whatever I said was something that felt like only Michael Kilgore could say it.
So now let's pop from landing on The View after 10 million views on YouTube.
Oh my goodness, reclaiming my time.
What in the world? I mean, first of all, 10 million views, right, on YouTube. And then you're on The View, and Maxine Waters is on The View, and there you close out the show. I was like, how amazing was that?
It is such an incredible moment for two completely opposite reasons. So it was incredible to meet Congresswoman Waters. It was incredible to be on The View, to do something that felt like it was, I don't want to say important, but it was about this moment, that moment in history, and to be able to lend my voice to that. But also it was incredible because it was a wonderful lesson in the fact that who cares about how many views you have? Who cares if you're on The View? It's a moment that came, and as fast as it came, I feel like it's gone. It's like a cool thing that people bring up, but for me, it's just a little piece of the work. And I'm so thankful that I'm just old enough to have been raised without Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and without likes. You just had to do it because it was in your soul to do it. So that's kind of where it all came from, and that people really appreciated it is great. But even in that appreciation, there's been so many other things that have distracted people. And for most people who know me, they don't even know me as the guy who did Reclaim My Time. There's so many other moments that they can pull from. So I'm really thankful for that lesson because it taught me to not be so hungry and so view hungry, because it's just about doing work that matters to you and not about those seconds of fame, because it really just feel like seconds.
Yeah, and speaking of doing work that matters to you, that leads me to A Man Born Black. Now,
my baby.
I know, what a special project this was, and there's so much substance to your writing,
Thank you.
and
Thank
it's kind
you.
of like the instruments are just kind of like, they're like really like the backup for what you are saying.
I will say it sometimes it feels like that, but they're so integral. My producer, Jameson Ross, did an incredible job of seeing my vision and supporting it and lifting it up so that my vision was always at the front of it. And they allowed me to be me. Every part of me is on that project, which is why I feel like people truly know me after listening. All the church, all the queerness, all the blackness, all the theater, all the soul, all of the nerdiness, everything is in there, all the literature, it's that sort of stuff is stuck inside me. And I was like, I don't want to have to do a project where we're smorgasbording my person to find something that feels most palatable. I was like, the truth of me, I think, is what what I want to present, and they trusted it, and thank goodness people are really receiving it well.
The album is A Man Born Black, and what you just said totally makes sense because you're a man born black, but you're all these things, and you're not hiding any of it. You're
No,
just
why? Why?
exactly, and that's why I think all of your songs they're just so honest because you're not worrying about if it's a boy or a girl. You're just talking about love. You're talking about relationships. You're talking about life, and that's like everybody's thing. What you look like, and who you married to. That's all like at the end of the day, you're talking about life and people and existing and getting the most and the best out of it. But with the Vaporizer song, like the video, and then you look at the wall, and then you can decide what kind of fade you want. Or
oh yeah, that's classic. That's classic barbershop stuff. I wanted. Well, to me, that was my way of reclaiming a space that has been a little touch and go for Black queer folk. The barbershop can be a rough space, and as an adult, I found wonderful places to go where I feel comfortable, accepted, and really respected. And I wanted to show the barbershop in a way that said, this is a space for us to come and have it as a sanctuary and a safe space. So that video, it means a whole lot to me. I'm so thankful we were able to make it that way.
Stunning. It was stunning. And then, the people who were in the images of the different,
just everyone prettier than the person before. Like all of them are just gorgeous. And that day of shooting was so much fun. They were so lovely. All of them, all those gentlemen, incredible.
I just thought that was such a huge statement to make it. You come in and you're all faded up in here, but then you're all like, I was like, yes! Walk in the barbershop and sing to everybody and let them know the tea.
You know what? All of you who are watching, just hop over to YouTube and just type in Pass Me That Vaporizer by Michael Kilgore. You'll see.
Now, is there like a double meaning to the word vaporizer? Like, why did you choose that specific title?
It is my take on Michelle Obama's speech where she said, when they go low, we go high. And I was like, we go high, we go high, we go high. And I thought, oh, what a fun way to say that is the vaporizer. Is just like, that is where we go above all of the like petty BS stuff. So it started there. And as I've continued to write it, it really became me doing a musical self-portrait where I was like, this is who I am. And this is what I, as you said, aspire to. It's, it is the truth of me and also my aspirational self in one song.
I love it. And it's got the vibe in the background. It's like, what is next for Michael Kilgore?
Everything. The possibilities are so endless. I think that 2020 has completely killed that part of me that was a scaredy cat. The scaredy cat is gone. So now, if you thought I was fearless before, then you have seen nothing. I am so excited and honestly hungry for challenges and new possibilities and enlarged territory and greater reach. And, I think that a lot of that is coming. There are so many people who are just now getting to know myself and the music. And I'm very excited to continue on this journey as a solo artist, as an artivist, as a writer, as an actor, live performer, television, film, composing. I'm excited for everything.
All that, and that's amazing.
Host,
I mean, anytime, you are more than welcome. I cannot wait to see what the future has there. Just wait for
Me too.
Before we go, you're gonna leave us with a little something, aren't you?
I'll sing you a little song. Let me sing you my first single from my debut album, A Man Born Black. This song is called Let Me Go. After all of this time, can't get you off my mind, though I've tried. Yeah, I've tried. And what hurts me the most is I can't give up the ghost for pride. Foolish pride. Oh, now can't you see? You've got your fingerprints all over me. So just let me go, 'cause I can't let go till you let me go. Maybe what I should say is I missed you today, for real. Yeah, that's just how I feel. But when you keep in touch, though I love it so much, my heart doesn't have time to hear. Oh, what can I say? I can't move forward with you in my way. So just let me go, 'cause I can't let go till you let me go. Set me free, why don't you, babe? Let me be, why don't you, babe? Don't keep me hanging on. It's so hard to do, but I think it's about time that I get over you. So let me go, 'cause I can't let go till you let me go. Oh, now I understand. All of this time I've been deep in quicksand. So just let me go. Oh, just let me go, 'cause I can't let go till you let me go.
Michael Kilgore, everyone, thank you so much. Oh my God, so exciting. That was our very first live musical performance on our show. So thank you.
Well, thank you for having me. I hope that it sets the bar very high.
Oh, the bar is set. And we have to let you go, but all of you don't go anywhere, because Mocha in the Morning will be right back after this.
Your Mocha Minute is brought to you by Black in Florida, your online connection to everything that's Black in Florida.
All right, Mocha Marvels, take a look at this week's Mocha moment with Vice President-elect Kamala Harris and her two nieces. They're just adorable. Listen, let me tell you, that was an action-packed Piping Hot segment. Look, the show was amazing today, and I couldn't be more excited about, what we've done over these last 8 weeks on the show. Oh my goodness.
I know.
Right?
We're doing it.
Oh my goodness. Listen, if you are not already a Mocha Marvel, make sure you're liking our show page on Instagram, on all platforms, okay? And make sure you share with your friends and family because they want to be Mocha Marvels too. They might not know it, but they do.
Keisha, what I'm going to tell you earlier too, do you know that this is the first time we had a live performance on the show?
Yes, it was. And wasn't it amazing? Listen, Michael Kilgore is the man, okay? His voice, his presence is just commanding and beautiful. That's all I can say. And I'm
live performance on our show.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So thank you, Michael Kilgore and Effective Music for gracing the Mocha Marvels with your talent. Thank you. All right, listen, we have had an amazing, amazing day. Make sure you have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay dry. And please, like I said, make sure you follow us. Stay tuned to our pages for news throughout the week. And we appreciate you, Jorge. I
love you. Bye. Everybody.
Have a good one.
And now I want to sing to.
No. The people don't.
The people don't want it though.
Don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. No. Jackson, huh?
Oh.